Alright, hello everyone. It's me, back again with another recap of Dancing with the Stars. Season 22, week 8. Can you believe it? We're so far into the season. It feels like it just started yesterday. Um, but yeah, the season's going by. We're almost done. We have 2 more weeks left. Um, so yeah, let's just get started. Let's get started with the first couple of the week, who was who was it? Who was it? Can y'all tell me? No, you can't tell me. Why can't I remember? I was just thinking about who it was. Gosh, Niall and Peta. Oh, that is not good. Okay, so and they had a Paso Doble. They got a 29. I've been struggling to remember this dance for the past almost 24 hours now. I just don't remember it. And it's it wasn't a terrible dance. It wasn't a bad dance. It did have a memorable part in it where they took out the music and it was completely silent. That was memorable, but I mean the dance itself just wasn't um terribly amazing. It was good, but it wasn't terribly amazing. Again, he was running into problems with his frame and his posture. His butt still sticks out. Yes, we do know that he does have a larger bum, but sorry, ow, ow. We still got to get that tucked in, because it's causing issues, and it seems like it's making him kind of lag in his dances, and it seems like he's kind of hurrying to catch up. But I mean, it was still good. um, I do think he probably should have gotten about a 27 for it. I don't think he deserved 10s, but it's neither here nor there. Next was um, Antonio and Sharna. They had a Viennese waltz, and they got a 27. Much to my dismay. They okay. I will say this. I will say this. This was Antonio's best dance to date. Now, that's not saying much, because this was a good dance for week 3 or 4. I'd say this would be a good dance for week 3 or 4. Not in week 8. The fact that he's 4 weeks behind the other couples, it's very irritating. It shows just kind of how he just wasn't dedicated and committed to the competition during the first 8 weeks, probably 8 weeks of the competition, because you get 2 weeks of rehearsal at the beginning. Um, so that's frustrating to see, because he does have a lot of the posture problems that you see in week 3 and 4. He has a lot of the timing issues, the tiny little bugs that you need to fix in weeks 3 and 4, and footwork. And it's like, if he had just been committed from day one, a lot of these issues would have been corrected by now. Um, so yeah, that was that. Then we have, they got a 27. They should have gotten the 24. To be honest, it was not that good. Um, Jody and Keo were next. They had a jive. They got a 30, which was a great score. This dance was actually really good. Um, I thought I saw like some trip or something in it when I was watching it last night, but I watched it again, thinking back on it. There wasn't a trip at all. Um, Jody actually, like, for I don't know what it was between her and this dance, but something clicked, and Keo was he really really just gave a lot for this dance. It was a very interesting and very good dance. Um, yeah, he gave a lot. Jody's technique was all there. Her confidence was shining. Um, they looked great together. They were really. It just kind of fell into place, and I do think it deserved a perfect score. And I'm glad that she got a perfect score on her way out, just because And it was a very good dance for her to leave on, because it was a good dance. It was a very, very good dance, and I really don't think there was anything wrong with it particularly. And it felt special. It felt like a perfect score worthy dance, unlike some of the other perfect scores we've had, namely two of them from one couple. I will get to that later. Um, but it just felt like a perfect scoring dance. You know, all perfect scoring dance. You just, when you watch it, you look at it and you're like, this is it. This is a perfect score. This is what it's going to be. Because it just has that, not only is it good, technically good, but it also has that extra star quality about it. And that's what this had. Something that I hadn't seen from Jodie up until that point. So glad for her, good for her. Next was um, Paige and, yeah, Paige and Mark. And they did a um, Viennese waltz. They got a 28. This was a very, very cool dance. Mark went out of not went out of the box as he always does, but it was very. It was one of those times when Mark goes like super out of the box the way he does, but like the choreography and the content and the technique kind of match, and it just melds into each other and creates this just masterpiece. Um, and it happens a lot with his waltzes. His both of his waltzes with Chelsea Kane come to mind. Also with Sadie, his Viennese waltz with Sadie, and I'm thinking probably 12, 13. Yeah, with Sadie. I think that's about it. But those waltzes were really, really good, and choreographically speaking, they were really sound and filled with content. So I appreciate that. I appreciate how well Paige sold the dance, because um, the Viennese waltz was very flowy and all of that, but she kind of had to go between flowy, as Bruno was saying, flowy, and then like kind of back to this ice statue that had come to life and moving like an ice statue. Um, is They got the balance of that perfectly. This was an amazing dance. It's one of my favorite dances this season. Probably top 3 right now. Top 2 even. It was amazing. Should have gotten a perfect score. It was incredible. I loved it. The judges should have given it more props, because it deserves so many props. I can't say enough good things about it. Next, we had Ginger and Val. They had an Argentine tango. They got a 30 again. Um, this is the couple I'm talking about that have gotten 2 perfect scores, and neither dance has really stuck out to me. Um, their Viennese waltz last week, very boring. Nothing really going on with it. This week, their Argentine tango felt like something that Val had done many times before. Um, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, this is kind of. It looked like the spinning, stopping with the hands holding turn. It looked like straight out of what he did with Meryl. Meryl in season 18. It looked like, staging wise, it looked like his Argentine tango with Rumor, or was it his freestyle? I'm not sure, because I'm not sure which one it was, but it looked like that. It just looked it looked like the staging for Janelle's, staging was similar to Janelle's Argentine tango. It just was just didn't seem fresh. Not only that, Ginger just bores me. There's nothing exciting about her dancing, and I'm not. I do place a lot of blame on that, on Val, because he's not really giving her any exciting choreography, but still, she's just not very exciting with her dancing. It was good, but I just wasn't excited by it. I would have given it nines. Don't get me wrong. I would have given it nines, but it just wasn't special to me. It didn't feel unique. It didn't feel special. It didn't feel fresh. It didn't feel it didn't have that extra star quality to it. It was a good dance. And good dances are done all the time, but I just don't think it was worth the perfect score. Um Finally we had Wanye and Lindsay. They had a jive. Um and they got a 25. And this dance was going so well. It was so good up until they had that malfunction with the props, and the handkerchief just didn't get out of the way. And it was just there, and when he stepped on it and he slipped, and he just was out of it for about 2 8 counts, I would say, and then he got back into it, and he finished out the performance just as strong as he had started it out. It was just that little part in the middle, not in the middle, but middle in, that just kind of threw everything off, and it just really sucked to see that, because I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. The judges picked him apart. Carrie Ann seemed happy that he had uh tripped, because the tone in her voice and just her facial expressions was just like, why are you saying this? Not only that, but she was talking about him taking risks, but they take risks every week. The people who take risks every week are Wanye, Page, and Niall. Those three take risks every week. The people who don't, Antonio and Ginger. The fact that um whatever her name is, redacted is what I call her on Twitter, had the audacity and the gall to say that he doesn't take risks is silly. And it shows that she just wants, not she wants, but yeah, she doesn't, I don't know what it is, but I don't think she likes Wanye. I really don't. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if maybe she wanted to go out with him back in the 90s and he turned her down because, she was on In Living Color and stuff. And maybe she kind of had seen him in a couple of circles and wanted to go out with him. I don't know. But I just don't get the feeling that she really likes him, and it sucks. So anyway, next we have the judges rounds. These were not great, because one, it was like three different challenges or ideas thrown into one, and none of those three things had ever been really perfected. They'd all had their faults. Couples dance, the judges concept, and then America votes. All of those have had issues in the past, and they still had issues last night. Carrie Ann, or not Carrie, Bruno was with Niall and Peta and Jody and Keo. That was, I think, the best dance in terms of both concept, choreography, content, and just execution. I think it was good. The only thing is it was just boring. I think the song had a lot to do with that. I do like the same sex dancing couples that was going on with that. It was interesting, but it kind of it fell a little flat. I would have given it nines. Of course, the judges gave everybody tens, and America gave everybody nines, so everybody got 29s. But yeah, that Argentine tango was all right. It was the best one of the night. I would have given it nines. Next was Lynn's team. They had Wanye and Lindsay and Ginger and Val. I didn't like it. It catered a lot to Ginger, you could tell, because the movements were more clipped and staccato versus Lindsay and Wanye being more fluid and stuff. You could tell that it was geared more towards Ginger so she could actually do well. It just wasn't very good. I missed the mistake that they made, but I would have given, this was probably the worst of the three in terms of execution. I would have given it eights, or even like a seven thrown in there. And then finally, Team Carrie Ann, Paso Doble, Antonio and Sharna and Paige and Mark, they got together and they did a paso. The part with Paige and Antonio, you could tell that Paige was doing most of the work. The lifts, which were super cool, but you could tell she was doing most of the work. But yeah, they all got a 29. I would have given Carrie Ann about a 24. Team Carrie Ann. So yeah, Jody was eliminated. Sad. Next week's a double elimination. Please vote. You have until tonight. And until next time, bye.